Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. Morning to everyone. Hope everyone is having a good time. It's a very early, so I didn't wake up too long ago, but yeah, it's the deadline stream. For game week 26 is a big one because, as you can see by the title, I am playing my wildcard. I've already actually hit my wildcard button. I've selected a few players in there anyway. So I'm going to show you guys my wildcard team in a sec on what I have. But yeah, morning to everyone. How you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm good, despite it being really early this morning. But yeah, it's the weekend. Hope everyone's enjoying this early morning stream. Hopefully well, there's a lot of talk of wildcard, obviously, around. So yeah, there'll be interesting plans evolving in this hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, I've already hit the button, as I said. So I'm going to show you guys what my team is currently looking like. Let me show you guys. Let me bring it up. If anyone's just joining in, make sure you do drop a like while you come in. So yeah, let's share my screen. So this is what I'm on at the moment. This is my wildcard draft. I'll just quickly read out my team. So in goal, I have gone with Kepa, who's got Leeds at home. So yeah, I've decided to select Kepa on the wildcard, which I think he's pretty decent, like value for money. 4.7 million. Fixtures are up and down. So yeah, and I've wanted him since game week 17. So now he finally comes into my team. I've gone with the back three of Estupinan, who's got West Ham. He's on the wild card. I've got Ben Mee, who plays Fulham at home this week. I've got Gabriel as well. Now, Gabriel is a bit of a 50-50 decision. I could go without him to Zinchenko. So that's the decision I have to make. Do I go Gabriel? Do I go Zinchenko? I've gone with Gabriel just because in the next 4 games, the fixtures are quite nice. And they're against teams that are weak at set pieces. So I think he may be able to get a goal or something in the next 4 games, hopefully. And that he's nailed. He's going to play every game. With Zinchenko, there's always that worry that he could get subbed off for Tierney or someone like that. I've gone with the midfield of Odegaard, Solimarch, Saka, and Rashford. Up front, I've got Tony, Haaland, and Kane. And on the bench, I've gone with Raya as the backup goalie. I've gone Mitoma, and I've got double Brighton midfield, but Mitoma's on the bench this week, I think. Just a benching headache. I think we're going to get a lot of points on the bench, guys, in the coming weeks with the wildcard now activated and having a good squad. I've got Botman and Trippier who on the bench as well, which I could tinker and change, but for now, that's what I've gone with. So that is the wildcard 26. It is activated. Let me know what you guys think of the wildcard. But yeah, let's get some questions in, and then I'll get answering. But yeah, make sure you guys drop a like, guys, and also make sure you are subbed to our channel. Hossam says planning to wildcard in game week 27. Yeah, that could work because obviously you get more information next week as well. So if you don't need it this weekend and you think you can go without it, then yeah, that's fine. Ali Mac, hi both and all. First question: who to captain, Haaland or Saka? I'm still undecided on it. As you guys can see, I've got the captaincy on Haaland right now, Saka's device, but I could actually switch to Saka definitely because Saka has a nice fixture at Bournemouth at home. Let's discuss captaincy as well quickly. Yeah. I know you're on Saka, aren't you, for captaincy?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I think Saka is obviously a great pick. If you look at his fixture, Bournemouth at home, and Bournemouth have conceded a lot of goals. When you look at Haaland, he's got Newcastle at home. But I still think Haaland can score against Newcastle, and I wouldn't be surprised, as I always say with Haaland, if he goes and scores, a goal or 2 goals, because he's the main focal point of Man City. If Man City are to score a goal, it's most likely going to be Haaland, and because it's a home fixture, Haaland has all the potential as well. But it is a lot closer. I know I saw polls and stuff, and a lot of people have gone Saka, which is a good pick, definitely. But I don't think it's as what's the word? It's as clear as one way or the other. I think they're quite close. I wouldn't be surprised if Haaland matches or even outscores. But I could still go Saka. I probably will go Saka, but I don't think Haaland is a bad shout, guys. I wouldn't be too worried about Newcastle. Personally, I know Newcastle have been a lot better this season, but because it's at home, I still think Haaland has good potential. What's your thoughts on it? I mean, you're pretty sure going to go Saka.
Yeah, I think I'm 100% going Saka this week, just because of this is the main reason why I've gone Saka. Bournemouth have conceded probably the most goals in the Premier League so far, and on the other hand, Newcastle haven't really conceded many goals in the Premier League so far. And even with it being Man City and Haaland, I still think it's going to be tough for Haaland. Maybe Haaland gets 1 goal in that game, but I see Saka getting more than 1 goal in that Bournemouth game. And with it being home as well for Arsenal, that Bournemouth one too, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I don't think the Man City Newcastle one will be high-scoring. I think there's like 1 or 2 goals involved in that fixture for Man City and Newcastle. But for the Arsenal and Bournemouth one, I can vision many goals coming from Arsenal in particular, and 2 of them being from Saka, I think.
The only thing about Arsenal, I think, is their goals can easily be anyone. It could be Odegaard, it could be Saka, it could be Martinelli, it could be spread out a lot more. So that's the other thing with Arsenal. Like any of those guys, the front 3, if the front 4 can score. With Man City, it's more Haaland. Obviously, Saka is coming off a good return as well. He had a 12-point night against Everton. Would we have thought differently if we came off the Leicester game? If we had to captain Saka after Leicester, when he blanked against Leicester, would we have gone him as much? Maybe is it a bit of recency bias after the 12-pointer? I don't know. But look, Bournemouth is a great fixture, so I will probably captain him. I'm just saying, like, I don't believe there's much in it, personally. I think Haaland's still a good captain. Hossam says he's going Saka captain. Zubair says he's going Saka captain. So there's a lot of people on Saka captain. Nice and popular wildcard draft this week, Huss. Yep. I think a lot of the wildcard teams are going to be similar. I mean, the front 3, if you're wildcarding, you're pretty much going to have that front 3, Tony, Haaland, and Kane. You're going to have Rashford. You're going to have Saka and Odegaard, or Saka and Martinelli, probably. You're going to have double Brighton in midfield, whether that's March, Mitoma, or McAllister. You're going to have 2 of those 3. You're going to have a Brighton defender, probably. You're going to have a Brentford defender. So it's just, if you go Estupinan or Dunk, do you go Ben Mee, or do you go Pinnock or Henry to save a bit of money? Do you go Gabriel or Zinchenko? I mean, those are the main differences. I've also gone Botman on the bench as well. So, yeah, we'll have to see if I do stick with it. But it's probably going to stay the same. I'd say most of these players are locked. Maybe the goalies I could switch out. I could go for Pope and take Botman and leave Botman in there, actually, and get Pope in, because in game week 34, I think Man City do potentially have a double game week. So I may want to have like a Pope to Edison move planned, so I can bring Edison in. I know Edison hasn't been good, and he's been conceding a lot of goals, but I know Edison will have a double in game week 34, I think. So, you may want to bring him in, and he's got a few green fixtures coming up after game week 34. Dan says, morning, guys. Morning, Dan. Hope you're well. Got a captain Saka as well. Yeah, I may do a poll for the captaincy. Good morning, gents. Odegaard or Maddison on a wild card, I presume. I've gone Odegaard. I have seen a lot of Maddison shouts. I'm going to bring up Maddison's fixtures. Maddison's currently flagged, but I think he's fine to play.
Illness, I think.
Yeah. Southampton, Chelsea, Brentford. He had a nice double in 29 as well against Palace and Villa. I think Maddison's a good pick in terms of a differential. If you do want to be different and maybe be a bit more aggressive, 4.7% ownership. Obviously, Odegaard's a lot higher owned just looking at Odegaard's ownership's at 38%. So you gotta, I guess you gotta choose in that sense. Do you want the differential and be more aggressive? Because I do like Madison, but I've gone with Odegaard personally. Do you have a preference, Jordan?
Well, I do like
Odegaard, Madison.
Odegaard over Madison.
Also, I want to add another player in for you. I want to do Odegaard, Madison, or Martinelli. I want to add in those three.
Oh.
Who would you go for if you want a wild card?
Yeah.
You've just seen Leicester's fixtures as well. Who would you go for? And even if it's Odegaard, why Odegaard over Martinelli?
It's a tough one, but yeah, I mean, I would slightly slide to Martinelli if I could, just because over the past few game weeks he sort of has regained form and is back on his scoring streak. And the reason why I would go slightly Martinelli is because of he's slightly more, I'll say, more better at a goal scorer than Odegaard maybe. I mean, Odegaard does obviously get goals and assists as well, but I think Martinelli has that slight upper edge over him because he does play a further high up position to Odegaard, and I do like him on that left-hand side.
Martinelli also is a lot more selfish with the ball. He tends to shoot when he does get the chances, but Odegaard will look for a pass more. Well, you're in that same boat though, because you want to bring in you're going to bring in Odegaard apparently, I think, right, this week.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Why not Martinelli then? Are you sure you're going to go Odegaard still, or could you switch last minute Martinelli?
I did want Odegaard for a long time in my team, but because I didn't expect Martinelli to regain his form, obviously I've missed the boat on when I did take him out. Obviously from that benching and his 6 game weeks of blanking, sort of made my decision clear to sell him. But now he's back on form. It's sort of it's bit me in the backside, I think now.
I mean, I was one of those people that held on to Martinelli, and he paid off massively with a 26 pointer in that double game week 25, and then he even scored it was back-to-back games, didn't he? He scored and he got 2 goals against Everton, so he paid off massively. And there was a lot of people around that time, I think, if you guys remember, there was a lot of chat about should we do Martinelli to Odegaard for a -4, and I said I'm not doing it because I felt like it's a bit sideways. And even Ben White, there was people saying maybe get rid of Ben White for Gabriel, and I didn't do that either. And Ben White ended up getting me a 12-13 pointer, so it ended up going my way in that sense. And Martinelli, I can't pick because I've been lucky that I've held on to Martinelli this long and he's paid off. And now do I switch to Odegaard on the wild card? I don't know, because for me it's a tough one, Martinelli or Odegaard.
Yeah, I mean, if I was wildcarding, I would probably choose Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli as the 3 midfielders. I know that takes up obviously 3 midfielders slot, but just for the short term, I think I would have those 3 Arsenal midfielders. Then I can just pretty much guarantee that if any goal scorer is from Arsenal, it's going to be one from one of those 3 players. It's always possible. Any of them can score.
It's just you do want Brighton as well, obviously, because Brighton do double in game week 27, which is next week. So you'll have to buy one back technically next week anyway. That's why I do want double Brighton, and you can't obviously sell Rashford. So with the Brighton double next week, I prefer not to book that transfer in, taking out an Arsenal midfielder to get Solly Marshall Mitoma in. So that's why I think. But Arsenal this weekend, it could be a big scoreline, obviously, Bournemouth.
Yeah. I wouldn't have, if I was in the position of wildcarding or using the chip, I wouldn't have, I don't think, triple Brighton. I think I would go at least double, just because of the blank that looms around after 2 game weeks. Just because of other players in the team also will blank too, so it's going to be an interesting navigation.
Animations, wildcard is active. Zinchenko or Gabriel? Plus, if for the short term, do I have Martinelli over Odegaard? We've chatted about Martinelli and Odegaard for a bit. Zinchenko or Gabriel, Jordan? I'm on that debate as well because I've got currently Gabriel in there. But I do like Zinchenko as a pick. It's a tough one as well.
Yeah, I mean, Zinchenko is less owned. So I'd probably prefer a less owned defender as it does value more. Because Gabriel is quite highly owned. But I liked Zinchenko from the first game week because he did get a 12-pointer, and from that moment on, I thought he was going to be a great asset for Arsenal defence. Unfortunately, he did get injured through the mid-season, but he seems to have brought back his form from getting that assist and goal as well in recent game weeks. So, yeah, I think I would sway between Zinchenko over Gabriel just because I just like him as a player. You never know what you can get from Zinchenko.
I like Zinchenko. I may still go there, but I've got the reason why I've just got Gabriel in is because I know he's going to play 90 minutes every game if he's fit. He also has decent underlying numbers in terms of attacking the ball in the air in corners and stuff, like set pieces. And you look at his next 4 fixtures: Bournemouth, who aren't great at set pieces, Fulham, Palace, and even Leeds, who aren't great at set pieces. So these are teams that I could see some goals if you get off from a corner. Obviously, it will come down to luck as well, but the set pieces could be decent in the next 4. But I do like Zinchenko as well, because Zinchenko can obviously get a goal. He can get an assist. Maybe more upside. Ownership's lower as well. Maybe a more exciting pick than Gabriel. But with Gabriel, you know you're not going to have to take him out kind of thing. You can just leave him and he's going to be in your team. And with Zinchenko, I don't know, Tierney, could he play some game, take minutes off him? So that's the only worry I have. But let's see if I do go last minute, change it again. Jenny, Rashford, Kane, or Haaland captain. It's not considered Kane as a captain.
He has got Wolves.
Yeah. Rashford as a captain. I mean, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I am a Liverpool fan, so I will say that, but I'm not sure. I think those games are very hard to call and predict. So I don't know about Rashford as a captain personally, even though I know he's been great. And Liverpool's right-hand side has been a bit off this season, I'd say. But I don't know if I'd be going Rashford. I just think that type of game at Anfield, he may score, of course, with the form he's in, but I just think it's a risky type of game. What's your opinion, anyone, like a Rashford or a Kane? I've not thought about it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. If I had Kane as an option, I might be swayed to go for him because Kane has consistently scored almost at least 1 goal every match. And with his form, you can almost certainly guarantee he's going to score. And especially with Wolves as well, he might get a goal in that one too. So he might not be a bad captain pick. I mean, not many people will probably go for Kane. I think a lot of people will either go for Saka or Haaland.
Yeah.
And Kane might be that one where you might get a good rank booster if you captain Kane.
Yeah, Kane. Yeah, I've not considered him. Rashford, I think, will be more popular than Harry Kane this week. I think, but yeah, not for me. I think Saka and Haaland are the ones most people will be going for. Sportcat, highlights, I'm probably wildcarding in Gameweek 27, so I may as well use one free transfer now. Who's the best defender to bring in? Well, if you're going to wildcard next week, who's the best defender with a fixture this week? I mean, if you want to be different, maybe Zinchenko against Bournemouth as a 1-week punt. Zinchenko, I think, is the way I would maybe go. Don't know who else, unless you've got someone, because you want someone that can get you an attacking return, I guess. You could take a punt on like a Chelsea defender or like a James. I don't know if you want to go there, but James has Leeds at home, and then you can just wildcard him out if he doesn't do anything. You can go for Trent against United or one of those players that 1-week punts, and then could you get rid of them the next week? Zinchenko looks quite good this week against Bournemouth, though. Keep up the great content as also animations. Thank you for that.
I think Reece James is a doubt because I think he's.
Is he a doubt?
I think so. They have Leeds, don't they, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a doubt for that Leeds game because of a hamstring injury and a tightness in his hamstring.
You avoid him then. Hey mate, how are we? Says George Kent. We're good, George. Hope you're well. Ali Mack, last City Newcastle game was 3-3. Good point. Yeah, like I said, I can see a whole potential for Haaland in this one because it's at home. If it was away, definitely I wouldn't go captain Haaland, but because it's a home game, I think he can do well. Can I run my transfer plans past you? Just make sure I'm not going mental. Yeah, sure, George. Run it through. I'm checking the comments. Drop it in below. Got another Saka captainer. Hello, kind regards from Santa Monica, Venezuela. Oh, welcome. Nice to see like people watching us from abroad and everything. That's pretty cool. This is my team so far with no transfers. Kepa, Trippier, White, Tarkowski, Mitoma, Odegaard, Saka, Rashford, Kane, Haaland, Felix. It looks good.
Yeah. I'd want Tony for Felix, I think.
I mean, who's Felix got? Leeds could be a decent differential. The thing with Felix, he's a differential at this point now. There was, when he scored that first goal, there were people thinking maybe we get him in, but he hasn't materialized. Obviously, Chelsea haven't been great in the last couple of games, losing, but it's a differential. I'm assuming if I had Felix, I'd probably keep him at this stage with Leeds. But yeah, Tony, obviously, we know the double coming up is going to be nice, so you'd probably want him as well. McAllister rather than Mitoma. Yeah, you could go. I've gone Mitoma and March. McAllister is the one I've left out. I could actually change it to March and McAllister, like you're saying, but I don't know. It's a tough one. I've gone with Mitoma just because I think he has potential to score from low expected chances. Like, you know what I mean? Like from a low XG, he usually does quite well. With a lower, even with low quality of chances. I know he hasn't scored recently. I think he hasn't scored since game week 22. So it's only 2 games since he hasn't scored. Back-to-back blanks. I do like Mitoma a lot. As a player watching him, he's caused Liverpool a few problems when I've seen him play against us this season. West Ham, Leeds, Palace. I just think he's got goal threat in him. And yeah, this is just. I've not looked too much into the stats when I've gone with Mitoma because I know McAllister's on penalties. And McAllister is now playing further forward due to Lallana's injury, but I think Mitoma is a good pick still. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go Mitoma, but McAllister's a good shout as well. Have you thought about it, Jordan? If you was to pick Mitoma, McAllister, or March, which 2 would you go for out of the 3?
I'd probably pick Mitoma and Solly March. I think they've had more returns than McAllister has in the previous game weeks. I think he's been a bit quiet. Unless he gets that number 10 role, then maybe you might see some more action from McAllister. But he's also on penalties too, so I guess that's an added bonus if you do go for McAllister. But in terms of open play, I haven't really seen much from McAllister in Brighton. So I'll probably put for Solly March.
Which could be the best strategy for my team. The only chip I have left is a free hit chip and just 1 transfer. Kepa, 4-star, Trent, Robbo, Tarkowski, Dawson, Kilman, Saka, Odegaard, Salah, Mahrez, De Silva, Haaland, Watkins, and Nketiah. I mean, you probably want to use some transfers to get rid of the Everton defense, like Tarkowski this week. You may want to get rid of Mahrez, or you may want to just keep him actually and hope and pray he starts. But your priority is probably get rid of Everton defender and bring in like a Brighton defender or even a Brentford defender for the doubles coming up. Free hit chip, when to use it? Probably you're looking at either game week 29 or game week 32. Game week 29 there's blanks, I think. And then game week 32 is quite a big double. So game week 29 or game week 32, depending on how your team looks in those 2 game weeks, are the ones to use it, I think. So, but you'll have to wait and see how it goes, and in terms of what your team looks like in game week 29. If you feel like you need it, I'll use it in 29. If not, 32 is probably the next best time to use it. Gakpo or Trippier, I think that is Trippier. They're 2 different players as well. No news about City. We didn't actually talk about this, Jordan. Dan says when Jesus is back, which looks like he's close, he's worried that Martinelli will be pushed out to the wing and competing with Trossard again, which is a fair point.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. I mean, that could easily happen. There's no telling though until Jesus comes back whether that whether that is the case or not, because Arteta does like to do a few switches every now and then, like with Nketiah, with him being benched twice, and then him playing Martinelli, Trossard together. So yeah, that is one thing to consider. Dan.
Also, Martinelli is the 5th highest goal scorer in the Premier League so far this season. Like, he is outstanding value for his money, and I'm not too worried about that's why I want to get Martinelli in personally. I'm not worried about Martinelli being like rotated or benched, because he'll come on if he does in the and it'll probably be one game and he'll start the next, because I still believe he's a crucial player for Arsenal, in my opinion. It's not just the goals, obviously the pressing, and he plays on that left side. But yeah, Trossard, obviously that signing has made him be a rotation risk now. But I'm looking at Martinelli, 11 goals. Only Tony, Rashford, Kane, and Haaland have more goals than him. So he's doing well. So I can see why you'd want to go with Martinelli. His upside is massive. He has whole potential in him. In any game, you can get a double-digit return pretty easily. Akash, I am 80 points behind in my league with my friends. Is it worth to risk to remove Haaland and have Kane, Watkins, and Tony as my 3 strikers? As my 3 strikers. This is an interesting point, because I've seen some people debate, should you go with that Haaland on a wild card and then bring Haaland back in Gameweek 30? I bring Haaland's fixtures up. So you look at Haaland's fixtures. He has Newcastle this week, which obviously, as some people say, isn't the easiest fixture. Then he's got Palace away, which could be a good game for him. Then he blanks. So he, obviously no fixture. Don't need to worry about him in this week. And in 29, he has Liverpool at home. So depending on whether you think he can get many goals against Liverpool, it is a home fixture. And then you get him back in Southampton. So the next 4, could you go with that Haaland? Newcastle, Palace, blank, and Liverpool. And in that Liverpool fixture in 29, Watkins has a double. So would you rather have Haaland against Liverpool, or Watkins, who's got, let's see quickly again what his double was, which is Chelsea and Leicester. Who scores more, Jordan? Haaland against Liverpool in a single game week, or Watkins against Chelsea and Leicester as well? Like, probably Watkins. You'd gotta go Watkins, I think.
Yeah, Watkins has been amazing underneath Emery. I mean, he's back on his goal scoring ways, and I kind of regret not bringing him in for the last in game week 25, because he did score a penalty too. So yeah, he's on penalties too as well, the same as Haaland. But I think with the extra fixture that Watkins has, I think he just has the edge over Haaland, who, even though he has Liverpool, I mean, I feel like he will only score maybe 1 in that fixture for Liverpool, and I think Watkins can score possibly 2 goals in his double.
Yeah, I mean, with Haaland, I'm not brave enough to go without him on a wild card. But if you are chasing, you want to be very aggressive. This is the aggressive play. Go without him and bring him back in 30. But look, it could definitely backfire on you. He can score a hat-trick against Palace, and then you don't own him. That could happen. He can score a hat-trick against Liverpool, for all you know. You never know. That is Haaland has explosive potential. He's the only player that has that explosive potential, in my opinion, in FPL, who can get 2-3 goals. And if you don't own him, you know what the consequences are, I guess. We saw in game 9. I think I went against Haaland. I think he got a hat-trick or something like that. So, you got to consider that. But if you want to be aggressive, I think, that's the way. Haaland out and bring him back in 30. And for the fixture against Southampton away. But look, it is risky. Just any more comments coming in? Sportcat, I have 3 Arsenal. Ben Mee, as I will likely keep him for the wild card. Yeah, Ben Mee's a decent shout. I've got him in my wild card. You could go Rico Henry. You could go Pinnock, save a bit of money as well. But Ben Mee probably has better goal threat than all of them. Henry probably has better assist. Like, in terms of getting assists and stuff, Henry might be better. Pinnock is also decent as well. For, I think, bonus points. He gets some bonus points, doesn't he? So it depends what you want and your money, really, if you want to save a bit of money and go cheaper. Jordan, would you do Saka for Mahrez for -4?
Definitely. I'll definitely do that, especially with Saka having Bournemouth at home. Amara's having Newcastle, and also we don't know whether he was going to start for that Newcastle game. I think it makes up for the -4 if you bring in Saka, because if he just scores one goal in that game, it makes up for the -4 you took to bring him in. So yeah, I think long term as well, Saka's a good, decent hold, and you can potentially captain him as well, which will make it even more better for your -4 if he is to score, getting a return.
I'll probably take the -4 if you're going to captain him. If you're not going to captain Saka, I probably wouldn't take the -4. Yeah, if you're going to captain Saka, then yeah, definitely bring him in, take the -4. But Mahrez, is he going to start? We don't know. He should start, but like I said, as a Mahrez owner myself, I've seen he can get rotated randomly. Jenny, many thanks for your thoughts on captain. No worries. It's already 10 o'clock. So what? An hour left.
Yep, there is an hour left. Yes.
Do you want to take this one?
Bench Mitro or Darwin? I'll probably bench Mitro and play Darwin.
Who's Mitro got again? Mitro's back, isn't he? He's got Brentford away.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough
Darwin has Man United, so that was a big tough game, obviously, for Darwin. So yeah, I probably will still play Darwin if you had Darwin still. That he has a potential bit of a differential now. Most people won't even have him, as wildcarders will have sold. So I'd probably go Darwin, even though you'll see United. Latio with a comment: Estupinan, Raya, Ward, or Pinnock, Kepa, Sanchez. Estupinan, Raya, Ward, Pinnock, Kepa, Sanchez. I think I'd go with the first one: Estupinan, Raya, and Ward. Jordan, what would you go for?
Yeah, I'll probably go for the first one as well. Estupinan, Raya, and Ward. I don't quite like Chelsea, so I wouldn't go in Kepa. And yeah, I don't like Chelsea, so I'll go for the first option.
I think Kepa's decent, by the way. He gets clean. Chelsea do get some clean sheets, you know. I'm just looking at. I mean, they haven't in the last 3. They've conceded in the last 3, but before that, 3 clean sheets in a row against Palace, Liverpool, and Fulham, and double-digit returns for Kepa. 10-pointer against Fulham, 10-pointer against Palace, 9-pointer against Liverpool, 9-pointer against Bournemouth as well. Yeah, Chelsea for goals is what I more worry about with them. They don't score many goals, but they can get a lot of 0-0s. I still think the defense ain't too bad, but it's going forward that is the main worry for me as Chelsea assets.
Yeah.
My team is Kepa, Tarkowski, Pinnock, Zinchenko, Saka, Salah, Grealish, Odegaard, Tony, Haaland, Kane, trying to hold out with my wild card for after international break, looking at Grealish for McAllister. Yeah, I think Grealish out McAllister or Mitoma or March in is good. They do have West Ham this week. So what's your take on it this weekend? West Ham, does he need to do that transfer, or is it someone else you'd make looking at his team?
Yeah, I mean, at least should be set for the double that Brighton do have as well, bringing in McAllister in this week. So at least, and Grealish as well. He does
may
blank.
Not start.
Yeah, and may not start as well. So you are getting rid of one player that will blank along the line, along the way. So, and bringing in a Brighton defender midfielder who's gonna play more than one fixture.
Harry Davies, Ward, or Ederson. Depends a lot on what your plans are. Ederson will have a double, I believe, a nice double in Gameweek 34. And he's got, I'll bring up Ederson's fixtures actually on the screen to show you guys better. So in 34, Ederson has Fulham. Then he has Leeds. He has Everton as well after that. So these 3 games, they look quite good for clean sheets. I think there's going to be a double put in here as well somewhere. West Ham. So it might be a double in 34 of Fulham and West Ham. Fulham and West Ham, and then Leeds and Everton, you probably want Ederson or a City defender potentially. So I do like the idea of going Nick Pope in goal because it will give me easy funds to do Pope to Ederson, because I might want Ederson later after 34, but obviously it's a long way away from there, so things can change. And obviously we've seen with Ederson, he concedes to every team there is pretty much, and he can't save a single shot. Like, Ederson doesn't make many saves, and we've seen Man City's defense this season. It's not been great. You look at Man City's clean sheet record. It's not that good compared to previous seasons. They're a lot more open at the back. They conceded against Bournemouth. They conceded against Nottingham. Conceded against Villa. They do concede a lot of goals now, Man City, compared to obviously their high standards of previous seasons. Obviously, you own Ederson, Jordan. You want to get rid of him. I believe you said you wanted to get rid of him, but you just got to hold him, I guess.
Yeah, I got to hold him, unfortunately, for now. I mean, he's not been great since I brought him in. But yeah, I think I'm stuck with Ederson for the time being. But along the lines, I will be getting rid of him because he has been a frustrating goalkeeper to own. As Man City haven't kept many clean sheets, so he hasn't given me many points each week.
Got a missed comment by Mr. Trackpad. Start Mahrez or Watkins. So Mahrez has Newcastle. Watkins has who was it again? Palace. I'll start Watkins.
Yeah, he start Watkins.
And what was the other question? Trippier or Perisic? Trippier has City away. And Perisic. Will Perisic start? Perisic had Wolves, which is a decent fixture, but I'd still probably go play it safe with Trippier.
Yeah, I won't be benching Trippier at all. I'll say it's a very bad idea. Even though Trippier may blank in that game week, it's too risky to go against Trippier, who his ownership is really high, highest owned defender.
Yeah, and plus, is Perisic going to start? Because I know he was benched against, who was it against? Chelsea. He didn't play, did he? He didn't play any minutes against Chelsea. He only played 12 minutes against West Ham, and then he played 74 against Leicester. So, yeah, I'm surprised people still have Perisic, if I'm being honest. Elliot, is Shaw fit to start? I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he missed the FA Cup tie against West Ham, but apparently he has a small injury, but I don't think it's anything serious, so he should start.
Has Ten Hag said anything?
No, not really about.
There's been any comments on it? I think he's fine though.
Yeah, he is probably going to be fine for that Liverpool away fixture.
I assume he'll play left back, wouldn't he? Probably, and then Varane and Martinez will probably start. So we'll see. He should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, guys, there is a few of you in here. If you haven't already, make sure you do drop a like on the stream if you are enjoying the content. And as always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We're very close to 800 subscribers. That's the next target. So like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. Ake or Trippier? Trippier. Jordan, I have questions for you.
Do I still have a wild? Yes, I do, Ali. I still do have a wildcard chip, and I also do have a triple captain chip. So I have 2 chips left, as I have used my bench boost and my free hit.
Yeah, I've still got well, obviously I used my triple captain on Rashford in Gameweek 22, double Gameweek 22, I think it was. I'm using my wild card now in 26. I still have free hit, and I still have what else do I bench boost? I'm probably going to bench boost in 29 or something like that, and then I'm probably going to free hit in game week 32. That's maybe what I'd be looking to do with my team. Sorry, my chair just moved. So yeah, I'll probably look to bench boost 29, free hit 32, but nothing's 100% yet. Isn't Carrier starting for Newcastle, so they'll be more likely to concede? I think Pope will start because it was only a one game. It was only a 1 game ban, wasn't it? And Dubravka would have obviously will be back anyway. Karius only started because of a crazy special circumstances that happened, because Pope red card, the backup goalie Dubravka was cup tied for Man United, so he couldn't play in that game as well. So even if Karius will not be starting, even if the Pope is still out, I don't think Pope is out anyway. It will be Dubravka who plays. Karius will just a crazy set of circumstances that to happen for him to start. But yeah, let's bring your team up, obviously, because we haven't really spoke about your team yet. Just talk us through your 11. Yeah, chat us through your 11 transfer plans as well quickly, and yeah, thoughts on your team for game week 26.
Okay, so we've got Edison in goal, who we have spoken about. He's got Newcastle at home. Man City have managed to keep a clean sheet, and the last 2 game weeks they had Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. So with the Newcastle fixture, I don't think there's a clean sheet there, but I'm gonna have to play him anyway and see what that may bring. But there's no really high hopes for Edison or defenders for Man City to keep a clean sheet, but we'll have to wait and see. In the defence, we've got Luke Shaw. He's currently flagged, but he should be fit to start against Liverpool away because he has a small injury. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, obviously, for Man United, being an away fixture and against Liverpool at Anfield. I think that'll be very interesting to see how that game unfolds because we don't have the greatest record at Anfield, but the form of both teams have switched a lot in the season, so it will be interesting to see who does better than the other. Next, we've got Trippier, who has Man City away. It's going to be a tough game, obviously, for Newcastle, with the result being 3-3 in their last meeting. But yeah, it's going to be another game, big, massive game, especially for Man City if they are to keep in the title race by chasing Arsenal. But Newcastle, they can potentially make it hard for Man City to score and maybe get one on their own against Man City, as they have conceded at least 1 goal, Man City, most games. Next, we've got Ben Mee, who's got Fulham at home. I mean, that's a nice fixture for Brentford. It's definitely one that's you can see a few goals coming from either side, especially with Mitro back in the game for that fixture, and obviously got Tony for Fulham as well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Maybe there's a clean sheet for Brentford in that one. And in the midfield, we've got 5 starting. So we've got Rashford and Fernandes, who both have Liverpool away. Again, it's going to be another exciting fixture to watch. Man United, Liverpool. There's a lot of history between the 2 clubs for this fixture meeting. But yeah, we have to wait and see. I mean, Man United have regained a lot of form going forward with Rangnick. And on the other hand, Liverpool have lost a bit of form going forward into this season.
You mean Ten Hag? You said Rangnick.
Oh, sorry, yeah. My bad. Yeah. Ten Hag going forward into this fixture. He has been great for us. I mean, he's got 1 trophy underneath him already. So yeah, there's a lot of upside for Man United, even though it's not the best fixture for us. But we have to wait and see. And next, we got Mitoma. He's got West Ham at home. He has been quiet in the last 2 game weeks, but hopefully this is the fixture where he can bounce back in. I mean, he does have double after West Ham, so he is really nice and settled up for that double coming up. But yeah, we have to wait and see what he does against West Ham. And I'll say the most important person in my team, which I've captained as well, is Saka, who has Bournemouth at home. I'm very excited to see what Saka can do against Bournemouth. He has been a huge asset in terms of returns and goals, and I can see a lot of goals coming from that Bournemouth home game. Hopefully they come from Saka and he can also get another double haul. And finally, we've got Almiron, who's got Man City away. Obviously that's a tough fixture for Almiron. As if you have watched my team selection, he's also my transfer plans as well, so he will be a player that most likely won't be in my team going forward into game week 26. And
I was going to say, we don't want to spend too much time on the fixtures as per se. I want to know more about your transfer plans.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna obviously, because the second part we're gonna go through the fixtures in more detail, what the teams are playing. So your team and then obviously your transfer plans.
Okay, so we've got Tony and Harden up front. And on the team bench, we've got Meslier, who's got Chelsea. Nketiah's got Bournemouth at home. He's flagged, so I don't know if he's going to play or not in that game. Dunk's got West Ham at home, and Kilman, who's got Tottenham at home. So my transfer plans, if I switch to the next window.
Also, talk us through your decision to go Odegaard over Martinelli, because we spoke about that earlier a bit. And yeah, how you feel about, obviously you're not on a wild card. You feel like you can navigate these next few weeks because you're pretty decently set up, aren't you? You've got Ben Mee already, you've got Tony, you've got Dunk, you've got Matoma. So yeah, I'm assuming your plans was never to wildcard in this week and bringing in these players early.
Yeah, that was the plan. Hence why I used a free hit in Gameweek 25. So that when my team came back, I had 2 Brighton and 2 Brentford already in my team. So 4 doublers ready for double game week 28, isn't it?
Yeah, no, game 27 is the double for Brighton.
Oh, sorry, yeah, game week 27 for the Brighton and Brentford double. So yeah, that has been my plan so far going forward, and well, now is my transfer plans. So obviously, I have 1 free transfer and 4.7 million in the bank, and yeah, for my 1 free transfer, I am taking out Amron and going to bring in Odegaard.
Odegaard, okay, cool. Do you just want to, obviously, for those maybe missed it, Odegaard over Martinelli? Is it close for you, or is it you're not too worried about it? You just think it's Odegaard?
Nah, I don't think it really matters. I mean, as long as you have 2 of the 3 Arsenal midfielders in your team, I don't think you have to really worry much. I mean, all of them are potential goal scorers, so you're not really losing out if you don't have Martinelli or if you don't have Odegaard. I mean, at least you have 2 of those 3 in your team, then I think it's fine, honestly. I mean, I would love to have all 3 of them, but that's quite a squeeze to fit all 3 Arsenal midfielders in your team. But yeah, I've gone with Odegaard. I think he's a great player to go forward with, especially with Bournemouth at home, and then Fulham, then Crystal Palace and Leeds. I think Arsenal have great fixtures long term, and they don't have any blanks coming up. So Arsenal assets, and in particular Odegaard, I think is a great player to bring in long term. And he is a goal scorer, and he gets assists as well and he's on set pieces. So yeah, I mean, Odegaard, I think I've wanted him for ages to go in my team, but I haven't really been able to fit him in or bring him in at the right time. So I'm quite confident, happy to bring him in now, and hopefully he can return points for me for this Bournemouth fixture.
Okay, nice. I mean, so you're locked on that move pretty much. I think FPL website was a bit. Is it down? I got logged out. Strangely, I'm back in. Cool. But yeah, when are you doing your move then? You're gonna lock it in?
Yeah, I might as well lock it in now because I'm not thinking of doing any other moves. So yeah, I'll just make the transfer. So I'm on out. I already got it in for 1 free transfer, and that's confirmed. And yeah,
obviously next week. Have you got an early plan for next week, or are you rolling, or just very early? Obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna be rolling next week. I think I want 2 free transfers because obviously in the blank in 28, I do have 6
Man United.
Well, actually 7 players are gonna blank in that blank game week.
Yeah, well, of course, Man United blank in 28.
Brighton.
Man City blank in 28. So that's your goalie and Haaland. Brighton blank, right? In 28.
Yeah.
Is that it? Arsenal don't.
Yeah, that's it.
Newcastle, sorry. Don't they blank?
No.
No, they have a fixture against Forest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have a few obviously you've got triple United. You've got double Man City. So there's a few there that you'll have to like figure out. Can you get 11 next week in 28?
Yeah, I mean, I may need to take a -4.
Yeah.
But I think that's the worst case, taking a -4 to navigate around the blank, which I don't really mind. Because
Yeah, I think -4 is fine if you need it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably the plan. Rolling the transfer and then using 2-3 transfers and maybe a -4 in blank Gameweek 28.
Okay, nice. Also, Nketiah, I see he's on your bench. What's your long-term plans with Nketiah? Because I see you've benched him. You tempted not to play him potentially if he does somehow start?
I mean, I don't really see him getting many minutes, if I'm honest, in that game. I don't know if he'll start, and with him being flagged as well, he has got a knock, so I don't think it's anything serious. But he's carrying an injury apparently with him, so that slightly put me off putting Nketiah on the starting 11 because I'm not sure if he'll play many minutes, and yeah, I don't think he'll get much from that Bournemouth game, unfortunately. So yeah, he's on my bench as on the first team bench.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Jenny says, good luck with your teams. Yeah, good luck to everyone in the stream as well with your team this week. Hopefully you get a green arrow. So I'm on a wild card, so let's see how that goes. I know a lot of people have actually hit the wild card this week. I've seen a lot of managers decide to wild card. I think every team needs it. I think my team obviously needed it because I don't have any Brentford, Brighton players, and those are the ones that I wanted to bring in. So yeah, if anyone's got any more questions, literally about 40 minutes left now till the deadline. We thought we'd stream earlier today. Usually we do stream for an hour. We went early because obviously a lot to discuss this stream. But yeah, the only other things I need to really consider in my team is Gabriel or Zinchenko. And other than that, I think I'm going to keep it the same. Is there anything else you'd say, Jordan? Obviously, if you were wildcarding, what would you select in terms of defense? Who would you go for if you was on a wildcard?
I've just realised you have Trippier on the bench.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I probably will play him, but it's because Estupinan has West Ham, Ben Mee has Fulham, and then Gabriel has Bournemouth. So
yeah, I see.
That's why. But look, I'll probably play Trippier. But I've gone double Newcastle defense though. So yeah.
In that case, there's not really any other defender I'd really go for. I mean, there's only Gabriel, which I'll probably pick Zinchenko. Maybe that's the only thing I would really change if that was an option. But other than that, you've got Estupinan, you've got Ben Mee, Trippier, and an Arsenal defender, Gabriel. So yeah, there's not really much I would change there. I mean, I would like to have Luke Shaw, but obviously,
I'm probably going to get him in later when he has a double. But obviously, blank 28. I'll probably look to bring him in. 29 is Man United double, isn't it? Is it 29? No, sorry, Man United double in 29. Yes, but they have a nice fixture in 27 against Southampton at home. Also, the other worry for me is, right, I would want Bruno next week, probably. And how would I get there? Because if I get Bruno in for Southampton, then after that he blanks in 28. But then he has a nice double in 29. So going without Bruno against Southampton could be quite bad because obviously Bruno at Southampton is a good game for him. So I may just have money in my team because I can't do Odegaard to Bruno. Sorry, what's Bruno's price now? 9.8.
Yeah, he's not much owned. I think he's like 8% owned as well.
So I've got to make up 2 million somewhere else if I want to do that move next week. So how would I do it? That's the problem. Because I would want Bruno in game week 29, I think. for that double. It looks great.
Yes, it's Harry Kane. That's the problem for money, because I've been trying to fit Fernandes and Harry Kane in the same team, but it never really works out in terms of the price. It's too much money. So it's the only way you fit Fernandes is just downgrading
Saka,
Yeah, well, if you want
which
to
you don't really want to do. I mean, let's see. If I take Saka out for Fernandes, I can't even do it still because I'm 0.8 short.
Yeah.
What if I do something like this? If I take out Ben Mee, bring in Rico Henry. Yes, he's not as big of a goal threat as Ben Mee, but still covers Brentford defense. He got an assist against Southampton. He doesn't really get any attacking returns at all, really. So he's just a cheap player for clean sheets. That would give me 1.3 in the bank. And then what I could even take Gabriel out for Zinchenko. That gives me 5.1. It's a bit cheaper. And then that gives me 1.4. And then I could do. I wouldn't want to take Saka out though. That's the thing. Saka, I still can't get to Saka to Bruno in one move.
Yeah, the only way you do it is taking out Kane.
Yeah, which I really want Kane. So yeah, that's the worry with how would I get Bruno in 29? Because I'll have to sell. You know what I mean? If you look at Kane in 29, Kane's got Everton away, which is a great fixture for Kane. And in 28, he's got Southampton as well. So I don't want to sell Kane at all, really, until at least game week 31. After that, he's got Newcastle, Man United, Liverpool, where you could get rid of him in those three. But Kane for the next 5 or 6 fixtures, they look good. So I'm going to keep Kane. But how I fit Bruno in is the hard one. I don't really know how I'll do it with this team. May have to cheap out and get other cheap players. Maybe have to downgrade. Maybe have to take a -4 to bring Bruno in, which could be worth it because he'll have a double. But ideally, that is the worry, isn't it? How do you fit Bruno in for my team and Kane?
You could also downgrade Tony to fit Bruno in.
Yeah, I could, because after 20, yeah, I'll probably take out Tony. Hopefully, he's got the ban by then, and then that just give me an excuse to get rid of him. When does Bruno double? 29.
Yes.
Ideally, you'd want to keep Tony as well because he doubles obviously in 29. Brighton, Man United. Not the best double, but he can still score against these teams. So you'd want to keep him. You don't want to get rid of a doubler. Getting in Bruno is a move that I would be wanting to make in 29, but that's the only other thing in my team that I don't know how I'll get there. What about your thoughts on Kane, though? Can you get to Kane yourself?
I can with one straight through transfer, but it would require me getting rid of Tony. But
see, that's the thing with Tony. Has the doubles. Kane has no doubles. Spurs don't have any doubles.
Yeah, that's the predicament. I mean, if after the Brentford doubles, but I mean they do have 2 coming up. They have another one after game week 20.
Who? Brentford.
Yeah, they're Brighton and Man United in 29.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You'd want to keep him for Brentford and Brentford have Brighton and Man United.
Yeah, that's that double stopping.
I would want Tony for that double against Brighton and Man United. I think he can score in those games. So yeah, I wouldn't really want to get rid of him. I'd want to keep him. If you can fit Bruno, Kane, and Tony and Haaland obviously in the same team, then yeah, it makes sense. But I could get rid of Haaland in 28. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of Haaland. I'm probably going to get rid of Haaland anyway. And then, but will I have the money to bring him back in?
I mean, there's not much value in Haaland if we did get rid of, because we did get rid of him.
Yeah, I got rid of him, I think. So I don't mind selling him. But if I sell him to Watkins, that will leave me with money to be able to bring in a Bruno. Plus, obviously, I'm going to play my chips, etc. So, yeah, I'll have to decide.
But then if you bring a Bruno, we have enough to bring back Haaland in.
that's the thing. I have to navigate that at the time, and I've got to leave money. That's why I was going to go cheap and go Rico Henry instead of me. But Rico Henry is not really going to get me any attacking returns, if that. Ben Mee, on the other hand, scored against Southampton in 22. Got an assist against Man City. Got a goal against Wolves. Got a goal against Man United as well in Gameweek 2. So he's more likely to get a goal than any other Brentford defender. But Rico Henry is 0.5 cheaper, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably go for the form of Ben Mee then rather than the cheaper value of Rico Henry. If I know Ben Mee's going to get more points than Henry, even though he's going to be a cheaper option to bring in, I'll still probably side to Ben Mee.
Mm-hmm. Estupinan, what's your thoughts on Estupinan? Because he's in my team.
I was a bit hesitant when he had that yellow flag over his head, but now he's fine. I do have Lewis Dunk though in my team, so I probably would prefer having Estupinan rather than Lewis Dunk, because obviously he is more attacking Estupinan, as he has proved that he has got an assist.
He's got assist against Palace, 2 assists against Leicester as well, 1 assist against Chelsea, 1 assist against Fulham. So 5 assists so far this season. No goals though, but he does get a few bonus points as well, clean sheets and stuff. So I do like Estupinan, definitely. I think he's kind of nailed in my team.
Yeah, I definitely want Estupinan, but I'll have to stick with Lewis Dunk now, I think, and hope Brighton can get clean sheets. There's a comment from Ali.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to bring it up. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah, when am I wildcarding? I'm not too sure yet, Ali, when I'm going to wildcard. I think that's later down the line. I'll be actually looking to do that. It's not in my plans currently or in any of my plans in the next few weeks. So it will be a late decision further down the line when I use my wildcard.
Lazio, Martinelli or Mac Allister. I'd want double Brighton because of the doubles. So I think the question is Martinelli or Odegaard, or that second Arsenal midfielder, because you'd want double Brighton and you'd want double Arsenal. But Martinelli out of those two, if I had to pick, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if you already have Saka or Odegaard in your team, then I don't think it matters much bringing in Martinelli as much, because obviously if you have 2 of the 3 midfielders, I think that's enough. As I did speak about when I chose Odegaard as my transfer rather than Martinelli. And obviously McAllister does double as well. But bearing in mind, Brighton do blank further down the line from that. So consider how many Brighton players you do bring in also to navigate around the blank in 28, because that is the sort of predicament I will be in when it comes to that, because I do have Brighton. I have 2 Brighton. I think that's enough. I think personally for me, I wouldn't go 3 triple up on the Brighton. I don't think that is necessary for the double. I don't want to get too carried away, even though they play a double fixture. So yeah, I'll probably go McAllister, who's also on penalties too.
Fair enough. What other comment? Score predictions. Yes, there will be score predictions. We will get that in the way. We'll start predicting the games, etc. A lot of big games this weekend. But yeah, I am going to change my team because I told you guys about the money issue in my team potentially later down the line. I'm going to take out Ben Mee, Henry, just basically to be cheap and save a bit of money. I'd rather Ben Mee, but I don't, because I have Ray already in goal. That's double Brentford anyway. I think it's okay, and hope Ben Mee doesn't get a goal in the next 3 or 4 games to punish me. But yeah, I'm going to do it because I think the money could be worth it later down the line, because I don't have much team value. Confirm that. So that's the team, guys. That's what I've gone with. I think I will be benching Trippier this week. The question is, Jordan, who do I play? Mitoma or Solly March?
I'll probably play Mitoma over Solly March, even though. Yeah, I'll play
That's the
Mitoma.
that's the only like choice I need to decide it on, like Mitoma or Solly March, because it's a bit of a benching headache.
Yeah, that is a bench headache. I have bench headaches for many game weeks, but I'll probably play Mitoma over March.
Yeah, I'll just switch my bench out.
I mean, you never know. If Tony is not starting in that Fulham game, then Solly March will come on for you anyway.
Yeah, that's not bad sub. Also, the other option I'm probably going to do is Gabriel out, Zinchenko.
Is
I think Zinchenko
cheaper?
0.1 cheaper.
Oh, not much.
So yeah, not much, but even if there was the same price, who'd you go? Who'd you go for? Like, you prefer Zinchenko, don't you?
I do prefer Zinchenko. I do prefer him definitely over Gabriel. I don't know why, but I just like Zinchenko.
I do like Zinchenko as well. It's just Gabriel is one of those players that you know is going to start kind of no matter what every game. And I won't have any worries with it later down the line.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, in that sense, do you think Zinchenko will come on at all if he is?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Zinchenko recent games, how he's done, how he's performed. So 11-pointer against Everton, because obviously he got the assist. Got a goal against Villa as well on the 7-pointer. He's been playing 90 minutes pretty much every game. He plays 60 against Brighton in 18. I think he should be fine, you know. Probably going to go Zinchenko. He's all right for bonus as well, I think. Got 2 bonus against Everton, 1 against Leicester, none bit after that. I should compare that to Gabriel. Gabriel, on the other hand, he hasn't scored since game week 15 against Arsenal, where he scored. Sorry, against Chelsea he scored. Scored against Fulham as well in game week 4. So he's got 2 goals this season, which is more than Zinchenko. Even though Zinchenko was injured for parts. Bonus points, 3 against Leicester. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a close one, Zinchenko or Gabriel. It's very tight. I want to go Zinchenko and be it's more exciting move, isn't it, Zinchenko?
Yeah, I would probably go Zinchenko. I think just have a good feeling about Zinchenko now. I mean, he scored. He had an assist previously. I feel like this is the Zinchenko from game week 1 that we all saw.
What's Zinchenko's ownership? Let me put Zinchenko in.
Like 13% ownership.
Let me go pick team. Sorry, transfers. Gabriel out for Zinchenko in. Make the transfers. Confirm that. I'll put the captaincy on Saka for now. So in goal is Kepa. Back 3 Estupiñán, Henry, Zinchenko. Midfield 4 of Odegaard, Mitoma, Saka, Rashford. Up top, Tony, Haaland, Kane. On the bench, I've got Raya, March, Trippier, Botman. That's the team for now. I think it may stay like this. How much does that leave me in the bank? 1.4 in the bank as well. So decent amount of money in the bank. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of the wildcard team. Made a few changes. Gabriel's gone out for Zinchenko. Ben Mee's gone out for Henry. Slightly cheaper players, saving me 0.6. Other than that, the team is the same. I've also decided to captain Saka for now, and I've also gone Mitoma starting in ahead of March. So those are the main dilemmas of my team. Jacoby, who is the best midfielder to replace Mahrez this week? That is not Arsenal or Rashford, Jordan.
I'd say Mitoma as the next best.
Oh, Mitoma against West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, even though Mitoma's blank back-to-back, I think that West Ham game could be a good fixture for Mitoma and Brighton, and it's home as well. I think Mitoma does better against teams that are struggling rather than teams that are in the top 5 or 6. But yeah, it sets him up as well for the double afterwards as well. So I'll probably go for Mitoma. You could go for McAllister as well if you prefer him, because he is on penalties too. But I'd definitely pick a Brighton midfielder as the next best asset rather than Arsenal or Man United.
Taking a look at the teams. Yeah. But yeah, I think my team is done. I think I'm gonna keep it as it is. We should do some score predictions though. Don't want to leave the stream on for too much longer, so we're gonna do it now. I think get some score predictions done, then we'll wrap it up and call it there. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. There wasn't enough likes on our previous video because I think some of you guys forget, so I've got to mention it. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. So yeah, so it helps out with the algorithm as always. So make sure you guys are liking the video. Jordan, let's do some predictions for scores. Let me bring them up. A lot of big games. So yeah, Man City, Newcastle, 12:30 kickoff today. Should be a good game. Definitely, I'll be watching that. What's your thoughts on this one? How is it gonna go?
I'm going to be a bit controversial on this one. I'm going to say 1-1.
Oh,
because they did draw last time they were against each other with 3-3. So I'm going to go 1-1 this time.
I'm gonna go for Man City are fully rested. That's the thing with Haaland. Man City didn't play midweek. Newcastle did play in the final against United. They weren't great in that game. I'm gonna go 3-1 City. I think City will win because it's at home as well. I'll back City on this one. 3-1. Arsenal v Bournemouth.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to go for 4-0 Arsenal.
Okay, goals then. I think there'll be goals in this one as well. I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal. I think 3-0 at home. Arsenal win. Moving on to Villa against Palace. Don't have any Villa Palace players. Watkins, obviously, some of you have him. What's your thoughts on this one?
I'll probably say 2-1 Aston Villa. I think Crystal Palace have been struggling, and Aston Villa have been really great with Emery as the new manager. So I'm going to go 2-1 Aston Villa. Yeah,
I think it could be a good game for Villa Palace. Watkins scoring 5 in a row, I think. So I'd back Villa in this one, I think. 2-1 Villa. Let's move on to Brighton, West Ham, Mitoma, March, McAllister. Who do you start? A lot of us have got him in the wild card. I'm starting a Stupinan as well. What's your thoughts? Can Brighton get the win at West Ham? Sorry, against West Ham.
Yeah, I think Brighton can get the win against West Ham. I think that'd be a good fixture for them being at home, and West Ham, another team that's been struggling to get anywhere on the table. So I think I'll say 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Hopefully it's Mitoma that gets the goals then. As I am starting him, Estupinian, I would love that assists if he can get some. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 West Ham. Sorry, not 2-1 West Ham, 2-1 Brighton. I think West Ham will probably get a goal, so I don't think a clean sheet. Chelsea Leeds as well, 3 o'clock kickoff. What are you saying for that one? Chelsea at home?
Well, potentially this could be another game for Chelsea that could end up in tears because they're without Thiago Silva. He's out for 6 weeks. Reece James is a doubt with a tightness in his hamstring. So defensively, Chelsea could struggle against these. So I'm going to go with a weird result with this one. I'm going to go 2-0 leads.
Oh, okay. Very bold predictions. I'm gonna go for 1-1. 1-1 draw. I think Chelsea won't score many goals. I think Leeds aren't great either. They struggle to score as well. Yeah, I think it'll be a 1-1. Could even be a 0-0. Hopefully it is a 0-0 because I've got Kepa starting. Would you start Kepa against Leeds or Ray against Fulham, by the way?
I'll start Ray against Fulham.
Because I'm already starting Henry. So I don't know if I want to double up on Brentford. That's the thing. But yeah. Anyway, Wolves, Spurs.
I think this will be a pretty good fixture for Spurs, despite being away. Because I think Wolves have not really got going, even though they won 3-0 against Liverpool. I'll probably say 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 2-0 Spurs as well, actually, away win. So, yeah, I think Spurs will win this one in the end. But, yeah, we'll see. Southampton at Leicester is all 5:30 kickoff today. Final game of today. Some people have Maddison. What's your thoughts on this game? How's it going to go?
I think Leicester can definitely win this game against Southampton, even though it's an away one again. The Southampton have struggled. They got knocked out of the FA Cup by a team that hasn't beaten them in 84 years, I think. So yeah, it's pretty not good for Southampton at the moment. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Leicester.
3-1 Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go for 2-1 Leicester. I think there'll be goals for both sides, I think. So yeah, 2-1 Leicester, I'll go. Moving on to Sunday's games. First one up, Nottingham Forest at home to Everton. Who do you see winning in this one?
I can see an Everton win. I think, even though Nottingham Forest have regained a bit more form in their team, but I think with Sean Dyche now with Everton, it has improved a bit for them. So I'm going to go 1-0 Everton.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go for who did Nottingham Forest play last time? Last time out. I'm just going to quickly check. Forgot their last game. Let's bear with me for a sec. Nottingham played West Ham. They lost 4-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 1-1 and draw for Everton, Nottingham. Moving on to the big one, the big game of the weekend, Sunday evening. Liverpool at home to Manchester United. I'll definitely be watching that, of course. Yeah, big game. How do you think it's going to go? Hard to call.
How can we predict this fixture? There's not knowing what this could bring, this fixture. I'm just going to go with one that I think it may not be right. I'm going to go 4-3 Man United. I don't know what to predict in this game, but I'm hoping it's going to be high scoring.
Uh-huh. Okay. Wait, you said 4-3?
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. I'm going to go, maybe I'm thinking with my heart, but obviously as a Liverpool fan, I am going to predict a Liverpool win. Man United have been strong. It's going to be a tough game for Liverpool, definitely. But Anfield, because it is at home, I'm against predicting a loss for Liverpool. But yeah, we've got to see. We will probably stream and we'll talk about this game in depth, but a bit more. But I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool. I think Liverpool nick it because it's at home. I don't know why. Liverpool haven't been that good this season, but 4 clean sheets in a row now, despite Liverpool's bad form. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. It could be a draw. Maybe draw is what will happen. I think maybe my head's saying 1-1, but I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool. Yeah, we'll see, because obviously it's a massive game. Anything can happen in these type of games, and obviously form does kind of go out the window in these games as cliche as that sounds. Moving on to Monday as well. Is Brentford against Fulham. Monday Night Football. Brentford Fulham. Tony, Ben Mee, Rico Henry. Some people are going to play Raya. How do you think it's going to go?
I think it will go well for Brentford. I think Fulham have stepped off the gas a bit, especially Mitrovic as well. He hasn't had a goal in quite a while. I think Tony, hopefully he's going to play that game, despite personal reasons. So I'm giving Brentford the win, and I think they'll win by 2 goals. So 2-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford. Okay, I'm going to go for 2-0 Brentford as well. I'm agreeing with you there. I think Tony, hopefully, he gets on the score sheet for us Tony owners. And 2-0 to Brentford on that Monday night fixture. So those are the predictions out the way. Chiefs says Liverpool win. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. 3-1 United says Shinobi. 2-0 Brentford as well. Hi guys. Do you think Ake will start against Newcastle? They play Newcastle. I think Should I risk it and play Kilman instead? I'd play Ake, I think. I mean, who's Kilman got? Spurs.
Tottenham, yeah.
Nah, I'd play Ake, I think, and just pray that he starts. If he doesn't, then thing will come on for him. Kilman.
Yeah, it's not really the best defensive options this week because of the teams they're against.
Yeah, it's not great, but if you've got Ake, you may as well just try to play him. But he may not start, so... Unfortunately, James doesn't play today. Should I start Trent or Trippier?
Again, it's 2 fixtures which are difficult.
I'm playing Trent, I think. But look, Trippier's been a lot better this season. So I'd play Trent, but maybe that's because I'm just being a bit biased. I think Trent can nick an assist in any game, even though he may not have done so well. I know he did get one the other day, didn't he? But if you want to play it safer, just go Trippier because he will be. I mean, I'm benching Trippier this week, so Trent ain't great this week. Don't get me wrong, because Man United will probably score, so you expect no clean sheet. It's whether who thinks gets an attack and return, Trippier or Trent.
I mean, Trippier did get an attack return against Man City last time they met each other with a nice free kick. That probably will happen again. But that's just something to keep in mind that Trippier has that attacking threat.
Yeah, probably go Trippier. But Trent is a bit differential as well. Because most of us will have sold him by now, or people are on a free hit. That will take him out now. But that is it pretty much for the comments. If you haven't, make sure you are liking the stream. I'm just going to quickly see how many likes on the video. Make sure you like. Subscribe. I want to say a big thank you to all the new subscribers. Quite a few of you that have subscribed. So thank you to Mark, Jacoby, Tom, Akash, Davey as well. All the new subscribers. Appreciate it a lot and hope you guys are enjoying the content. A lot to come. So make sure you are subscribed and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out. We'll be back for more streams as well. Probably we'll have to let you know about that knee-jerk stream tomorrow. If it goes ahead, it's 50-50 right now with whether we stream on Sunday or put a tweet out. And obviously we'll be back on Tuesday for transfer tips. If we don't stream tomorrow, we'll definitely stream Monday. So make sure you are tuned in. Anything else you want to discuss, Jordan? Deadline is up in 6 minutes.
There's not much really to discuss now. We've been very thorough talking, a lot of talking points through this deadline stream. There is a comment from Harry Davis, though. He says Trent to Emerson Royale for a hit.
Trent to who?
Emerson Royale for a hit.
Trent to Emerson Royale for a hit. Nah, I mean, depends on your long-term strategy. Could work out. I would be against taking a -4 to take out Trent. I know Trent's got a great fixture.
Bearing in mind Liverpool do blank.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
When is the blank?
Don't actually remember when the blank is. Let's have a look. Blank is in 28.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, in 28 you probably have to bench Trent or get rid of him. So that is something that could work out, Harry. I mean, bringing in Emerson Royale, because I don't think Spurs definitely don't have a blank. And Emerson Royale has picked up a bit more, I think, consistency as well. I think, he has been much better than he has been for Spurs. Been more involved in the goals as well for them. So yeah, for a hit though, I don't know if I'll do it for a hit. I think if it was a free transfer, I probably would. But if you think it's going to work out for you with the hit, then I would probably suggest you could do it. But yeah.
No, I don't think I'd do it,
No, I don't think I would either. But
Salah to KDB for a -4. Probably not. I don't know. I'd probably not want any of them really. I wouldn't want KDB, I don't think, this week. Haas, who did you captain in the end? I am on Saka, but I could change it to Haaland. Do I change it to Haaland? Because I just have a feeling Haaland's going to score a lot of goals. I mean, not a lot. I say maybe a goal and an assist, or a goal and maybe 2 goals.
Bearing in mind, Saka's effective ownership will be much higher, I think, than Haaland's will be this week.
I think Haaland's going to be very, very high. I think we'll be surprised when the EO stuff comes out, like effective ownership. I think a lot of the top 10K as well may go Haaland. But and also the Haaland was rested. That's what makes me think it may be Haaland, because Saka played midweek, didn't he? Against, obviously, in the double game week, where Haaland's had a full week, I believe, and it's at home. He's usually strong at home. Every home game he scores, pretty much. If you look from the game week, usually the away games where he sometimes made blank. Yeah, it's mainly that rest period. Saka played on Wednesday.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, though, this is an early fixture, and early fixtures every time
I guess
do bring a surprise, because Haaland did blank in the last early fixture Man City did have, I think, even though it was a home fixture too. I can't remember what.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Saka, but I don't think I think it's a lot closer than people think. Goal and assist against Bournemouth was his last return. He didn't get a return, obviously, against Forest, but that was a bit unlucky, I think. Scored against Arsenal, assist against Villa, didn't score against Spurs, I don't think, Haaland. But yeah, I'll probably go with Saka, but maybe that's me being recency biased because he got the 2 goals. Because against Leicester, Saka blanked against Leicester, and then everyone was like, oh, maybe should have went Salah captain or someone else captain, but then he goes and gets 2 goals against a goal against against who was it in that double? Everton, wasn't it? When they beat Everton.
Yeah, Everton.
Also, March Mitoma. It's a flip of a coin. I'm playing Mitoma, but that could easily be March. I think I do like March. Other than that, I'm happy with the team.
Yeah, I'm not convinced at all to change the captaincy over to Haaland. I think we have spoken about if we captain Haaland always through the whole season. I mean, it's not guaranteed, as we've seen, that Haaland's going to score in every fixture as well. So we do have to go different one sooner or later along the line, because Haaland won't always be the best captain option each week.
That's not the point though. He's gonna score. It's whether you've seen in Gameweek 9, he could go against you, and then you see what can happen. But if you are gonna go against Haaland, it may be this type of week where you go against him, where Bournemouth for Saka looks great on paper, but look, when Haaland scores, I'll be here, because I have a feeling he will score today. But whether he gets 2 or 3, it'll be I don't know. But like Haaland, 26 goals is undoubted. He's the one with that explosive. Even getting rid of Haaland, selling him is a worry for me. When I plan to actually sell him. So more on that in the coming weeks.
I think Haaland has dropped off though.
Yeah,
he's definitely dropped off
compared to start of the season. But if he's dropped off, then every other player is pretty much doing nothing, because he still returned. I think if I'm looking at Haaland's goals since the World Cup, if we take it back to the World Cup, I think he's got. Okay, let's check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals, 9 goals. 9 goals since Gameweek 17. Which is, how many games is that? 11 games. 9 goals in 11 games. Well, obviously before that he was scoring a hat trick every week pretty much. So obviously 9 in 11 is great, but obviously Haaland he's a bit of a robot. So 9 in 11 doesn't look as good for him. But Man City in general, I think obviously have had a few poor results against Forest with that draw. But we'll see. I've gone Saka. Hopefully it pays off. Because I am still worried. Whenever I'm back against Haaland, I am worried that he will score. Because it happened to me in I think Gameweek 9, and then my rank was destroyed.
Yeah, I think this week is an exception because obviously with Saka being the captain option against Bournemouth, I think it does split more of the overall effective ownership.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in the chat have gone Saka, but I've also seen a lot of people go Haaland, like experienced managers with I've seen a lot of people in the top 10k actually go Haaland. So obviously we hope now Haaland does blank to get a gain on that, but we'll see. Ali, Matt, good luck to you both and all. Have a green weekend. Yeah, hopefully everyone has a good week. A weekend, I should say. Enjoy the football. It's going to be a good weekend of football for sure. Coleman says I'm on Saka, but Haaland with Foden seems better for Haaland than having Mahrez in the team, possibly. Sorry we didn't get this one, but I'd probably start Mitoma, as I did start Mitoma, but maybe I should have started March because he's a bit more lower owned, because the guys that didn't wildcard don't have a solid March in their team. So I could have went different, but we'll see. Mahrez, Gakpo, and Ketia out for March. Odegaard, Tony for a -8. Yeah, if that's what you did. That should be fine. I took a -8 last week, so. But yeah, I prefer to take a -8 when there's doublers. For single game week players, I don't really like it unless it's long term, which March, Odegaard, and Tony are. So it's not too bad. But yeah, Jordan, we're probably going to wrap it up here.
Yep.
Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has joined the stream. As always, your comments have been great. Good chat. Yeah, hopefully we see you guys, if not tomorrow, then Monday for the knee-jerk reaction stream. And yeah, that's it from us, the FPL Duo, Game Week 26. Let's see how it goes. Anything else you want to add, Jordan?
Just have a great weekend, guys. Relax, chill, watch the football. And hopefully your teams have, well, we'll find out tomorrow or Monday when we do the knee-jerk reaction that most of you've got green arrows. And yeah, take care. And we'll see you either Sunday or Monday.
Yep. Thank you, guys. And see you soon. Good luck to everyone. Take care.